Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Manhattan Minutes, the minutes that matter. I'm Luke Wimpy.
And I'm Joel Pruitt. Potential changes at East Stadium are causing quite a stir.
And if you're anything like me, you sure don't like hitting those potholes around town. But first, I'm sure I'm not the only one that started to notice all the signs and chalking around campus as we get into student government elections. Campaign groups are in the middle of getting the word out in hopes of getting more votes in the polls. With t-shirts, signs, and now Facebook and Twitter, groups are trying to reach even more people.
We've created a Facebook group, and that's been extremely effective because that's been the main way for us to get our campaign public, make sure that people know that we are campaigning, that we are running for student body president and vice president. So it's pretty much been the only way so far that we've been able to access students just because of the rules on campus.
Primary elections are set for February 23rd and 24th, and the general elections are on March 2nd and 3rd. You can catch all of the live announcement of the new SGA president and vice president on Manhattan Matters on March 3rd, with our live broadcast kicking off at 6 p.m.
Student government isn't the only place where K-Staters have a voice. For decades, students have been sharing their voices and their acting at the Purple Mask Theater, but that may be changing. President Schultz has plans to convert East Stadium. Right now, it's home to the Purple Mask Theater. He wants it to become a new welcome center for the university. A number of Purple Mask supporters have strong opinions on the idea.
You know, a place for plays to happen. It's a place for the community. The Purple Mask is the only place where students can do their own stuff. And it's been that way for like 30 plus years.
A Facebook group has been created in support of the Purple Mask, and last we checked, we had over 600 supporters. President Schultz says it'll be at least 2 years before the East Stadium will be redesigned and the new welcome center. The university needs to raise more than $14 million before redevelopment can begin. Plans for a replacement theater have not yet been announced.
Well, you might have been driving on your way out to East Stadium and encountered some bumps on the road. With all of the snow that we've seen this winter, Manhattan streets have seen their share of rough times, and the result is potholes.
Potholes start as a crack, and once that crack takes on water or moisture, you have freeze-thaw cycles. They expand and contract, and it breaks the pavement, and then the pothole forms from there as the traffic travels over it.
The university maintains its own streets, and the streets around the city are being patched every day by a crew of city workers.
People think they're everywhere, and they hit a bad one somewhere, and then, you know, the whole town has potholes. That's not necessarily true, because they're just on certain streets.
Students traveling around town are asked to be cautious and alert, and the city of Manhattan says it's working around the clock and asks drivers to be patient as they fix the roads. I know, at least in my case, I'm not the best driver, but you know, I've hit a couple potholes around Manhattan.
You've got to watch out, there are a few out there. But that's not all. The Manhattan streets are the only thing seeing a makeover. Students living in Goodnow and Marlatt may have the opportunity to park closer to their dorms. The Parking Council is discussing the potential of changing some of the parking stalls from across the campus to faculty to a GM area. Right now, students have to walk about 6/10 of a mile to get to their cars from Goodnow or Marlatt. If the switch happens, it will be reduced to about half of that. Because the parking lot garage is open, students could start seeing changes in as little as 2 weeks. If the plan passes, a full change to dorm parking will not be finished until midsummer. I'll bet students in the dorm are really looking forward to that.
Yeah, you know, it's a short walking distance, but you know, I drive to campus, so I can't complain. But you know, that's all the time that we've got for this week. Check back next week for Manhattan Minutes. I'm Luke Wimpy.
And I'm Joel Pruitt. Have a good week.